All right, welcome to Utah Studies, Chapter 1. In Chapter 1, we're going to learn, we're just meeting and greeting Utah, we're just meeting and greeting, but you're going to definitely want to write down the state motto. By the way, this is an outline of what we'll be talking about today, and you can write down all of it, but if you're feeling like you just want to highlight some things, the things that are underlined, that's guaranteed on the test. So make sure you write that down in your notes. I'll be checking on them next week when you come back to class. So make sure you should know the state motto. If you don't know it now, no worries, you'll learn it in just a minute. You should know the difference between renewable and non-renewable resources, and you should be able to list a few. So this is coming up on Utah Studies. Here we go. Okay, you should know the difference between physical geography and human geography. Physical geography is everything that like physical features.
Can I say?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Physical geography is like natural, like lakes, mountains, things that are natural. And then human geography is like building houses or something a human does, or like engineering.
Perfect.
Something made by
Perfect
humans.
answer. Good job. Okay. You should be able to identify renewable, non-renewable resources. Here's some examples. Solar is renewable, fossil fuels not renewable. And then the land regions, what they are, why they're important. Let's get started. Okay, this is Utah's state bird. It is the seagull, or also known as the California gull. Hold on.
Everybody hates them.
In 1848, gulls saved the early settlers by eating hordes of crickets, which were destroying the crops. So this is why it's our state bird. The motto for Utah is industry. And if you remember, it was highlighted, so you got to know what the motto is. Okay? Industry. Write it down, take a picture, make sure you know it. What's the motto for Utah? 1, 2, 3.
Industry.
Industry. Awesome. And what does industry mean? Well, it does mean like oil industry, shipping industry, but we're going to talk about this definition. The habit of working hard and steadily. Okay? When you come to Utah, or when the settlers came to Utah, if you didn't work hard and you weren't real smart, you probably suffered, because Utah is a rugged place. So we need to know the motto. There is our state animal, the elk. Our state fish, the cutthroat trout.
Oh, look at these facts.
Yes, we're just you don't have to memorize all this. We're just nice to meet you, Utah. I've caught a couple of cutthroat trouts before.
I know
The state insect is the honeybee. In 1983, a 5th grade class studying state government wrote the state lawmakers and explained why the honeybee should be the official state insect. The state rock is coal. It's used in making about half of our electricity. That's how you make coal. Our state fruit, cherry. We are the 2nd largest tart cherry producing state, 5th largest sweet cherry. We make a lot of onions. It's our vegetable. Sago lily. This one I got to read again. Between 1840 and 1851, food became very scarce in Utah due to a crop-devouring plague of crickets. Families were put on rations, and they learned to dig and eat the soft root of the sago lily in memory of this use. And natural beauty of the flower, became the state flower. There is Pando, the world's largest organism in Fish Lake National Forest. What does the state bird and the state flower have in common? The seagull and the sago lily. Yes, sir.
They were both used to help pilgrims.
That sounds good enough for me. Yeah. Help us remember the tough times and the struggles that the original settlers had, and these were items that helped them survive. Awesome. What does industry mean?
Oh, I read it. The motto is industry, but I don't remember what it meant. But
Well,
I
then you can
remember-
write it down. You need to know.
Okay.
That's you at home. What does industry mean?
Working hard.
Working hard and steadily. Okay, perfect. Okay, welcome to Utah. You should be proud. Here we go. Utah is a great state for entrepreneurship. University of Utah was ranked number 1. Brigham Young was ranked number 2 by Entrepreneur.com.
At long last, the time has arrived. It is time to reveal our 10th anniversary winner of America's Top States for Business. Scott Cohn is live in the mystery-winning state. Scott, please, finally, can you tell us where you are?
About to be a mystery no longer. I am on Antelope Island in the Great Salt Lake. Now, the pride of America's top state for business, Utah. We search far and wide for the state that puts it all together for business. This year, that takes us west. Utah, the Beehive State, buzzes to the top with 1,598 out of 2,500 points. Utah finished third last year. The state soars on the strength of its economy, a priority for Governor Gary Herbert.
Together, we set a goal to not only recover from the Great Recession, but to become the top performing economy in America.
Almost. Utah comes in number 3 in our economy category, but that's just the start. Utah is the first state since our study began to finish in the top half in each of our 10 categories. The worst finish, 24th in access to capital. Utah's individual...
You guys are in one of the best countries in the world, and definitely in one of the best states in that country for starting a business, being an entrepreneur, so you should be proud. Utah, you can do just about anything. You want to fly a plane, you can fly a plane. You can go down to SUU. I know some of the pilot instructors, they're awesome. We got Silicon Slopes, it's our take on Silicon Valley. You can be involved with computers. You can do just about anything except marine biology. We don't have a lot of dolphins here. That's just what's up. Okay. Go ahead and copy down this equation, and then I'll teach you how to solve it. Psych! Do you guys remember this joke from last year? You cross the T's, you go across the C's. It is latitude. Do you remember that from last year?
No, but I remember this picture.
Okay.
Yes.
No worries, no worries. You can learn it all 3 years, and then you'll actually learn it by the third year. This is how your brain works. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Latitude lines, the distance is always the same, but the size of the line is different, and the biggest one is the equator. Longitude lines, the distance is always changing, but the size of the line is always the same. Whatever, that's good enough.
That was better.
Listen, here's why we're learning about this stuff. Why does Utah get narrow at the top? Because the longitude lines get narrow at the top.
It's like the picture.
So that is why Utah is just a slightly bit more narrow at the top. Okay, great. Let's keep on rolling there. Physical geography is the physical earth, the mountains, the river, the ocean, and whatever. The human geography is what humans build on it, like the cities or the roads, okay? At this level, middle school level, you're just learning the pie in 2 slices. Physical geography, human geography. When you go to college, they just subdivide it, or go to high school, whatever, they just subdivide it more and more. You pick a slice of green, a slice of blue, add a location, voila, you're in college. How does the biology affect the economy in Costa Rica or whatever? Okay, so why is Salt Lake City such a populous city? Well, the pioneers come out, they're not going to build on top of a mountain, and they're not going to build in the desert. You're going to build in this nice little valley where the rivers flow, and then it grows up nice and big. And then you have to start digging in the earth for coal, or for water, or for whatever you need, and you start changing the physical geography, and round it goes. You should understand what is the state motto. You should know that, and you should know what it means. You should know the difference between longitude and latitude. You should know the difference between physical geography and human geography. Let's keep on going. Natural resources. So here, I'd like you to take some notes. Oh, not yet, hold on. This slide is showing you that utility can change over time. So what we value now, we might not value in the future. For example, oil is incredibly important right now, but perhaps in the future, we'll have some other power supply and some other
Like Tesla's,
technology.
the energy.
Yeah, and then we might not need oil, and its value could potentially go down.
Fusion.
Or for us, gold is valuable, but gold might have not been as valuable to certain tribes, Native American tribes, depending on which one. So this is where I'd like you to take some notes, take a minute, draw some pictures, have some fun, write this down. I'm back. So you should be able to list 3 renewable and 3 non-renewable resources. These are resources that basically never run out. Again, I guess the sun will one day run out, but that's a long time from now, and then you have a bigger problem than where you're getting your electricity from.
That's for the
So,
future generation to figure out.
non-renewable, once this runs out, it's pretty much gone forever. So, that's the difference between them. So, your book says you should be able to learn these 3 geographical regions. And then when you go to college, they add a 4th one, the transition zone. Anyhow, here we go. Write this down. Middle Rocky Mountains, Basin and Range, Colorado Plateau. All right, so you've got the 3 land regions. Now we're going to learn why each land region is important. The Middle Rocky Mountains, important water supply for the cities and timber, but water is really important. So if I ask you, where does the water supply come from? Middle Rocky Mountains, okay? Make sure you guys have written that down. There's a picture of a mountain. The Colorado Plateau, now it's important for 2 reasons. National parks, Zion, Bryce, all that good stuff. All the national parks are in the Colorado Plateau. And then also, it's where we get our coal, oil, and natural gas. So make sure you know that that all comes from the Colorado Plateau. And now we're going to talk about the Basin and Range. This is where we live in Stansbury, Tooele area. Basin and Range, excellent. It's time to do the Basin and Range dance. All right, so if you're at home, go ahead and get out of the chair. Here we go.
Zango.
Range, basin, range, basin, range. All right, awesome. So if you look out the window, you're going to see some mountains. And then we live here in the basin. And if you look towards Grantsville, you're going to see some more mountains. We live in the Basin Range. It is caused by folding of the Earth's crust. And that's what it looks like. All right, conception alert. Great Basin means water flows in, but it never flows out.
Wait,
This is
what?
about water. The Great Basin is about water. See this little white line right here?
Yeah,
Water can flow in. Water cannot flow out.
because it's downhill.
Yeah, there's no outlet to the ocean. This is different. The Great Basin is different than the Basin and Range. This has to do with geology and geography. This has to do more with, what do they call it? Hydrographic region. So that's a land formation. This has to do with water. So make sure you know the difference between those. Don't get them confused. We're going to stop right there for today. I'll see you soon.